Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Well, thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. But I'm doing what I do for you. I'm picking back off the Trinity, the great Trinities. Oh, I'm gonna break it down for you. So let's get this party started. I don't know why my neck is stiff, but let's do this thing. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's go. I'm ready to teach. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinker's way of life, through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission, and that's what I'm on, is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's go together and get there. So I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I'll help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and know that they know not. They simple. That you teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know, then they're spiritually asleep. That's okay. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here too. Wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And always to Mayat be true. We're dealing with the great Trinities. We started with the Almond Ra Patel. We went through that. But it's four of them. I'm going to take you through them and break it down for you. How about that? So this title, Right Thinkers, let's talk about there are four main Trinities systems. Again, systems which became prominent in ancient Kamit. Let's break them down, okay? It's all about the great Trinities, okay? Let's go. I broke down for you earlier. I just showed you the table above. Let me show you again right quick. You see down there at the bottom where it says Amen. You got there. Oh, yeah. Capri. Oh, Capri Ra Tem. That's the sunshine, the sun rising. Capri, that's the scarab head beetle man. At high noon is Ra. High noon. At sunset, he's Tim. That means excuse me, Capri, Alpha, beginning. Tim is Omega, according to the Greeks. They broke it down that way. But we have Capri, Ra, and Tim. It's the Trinity. Let's go. And there's four of them. I'm going to break them down for you. That's what the whole idea is. So the table above I just showed you show the relationship between the main Netarian divinities in the context of the overall scheme of the ancient Egyptian mythology. It's a mythology. Understand that. And it should be noted that the hierarchy presented above should not be taken in order of importance. No, not really. Just everybody got their own concept, but as an order of what mythic emergence of the divinity in the culture of ancient Egyptian religious practice. There are four main Trinity systems which became prominent from the ancient Kemet. All of the divinities, watch this, all of them emerged out of the same at the same time, but their prominence as individual worshiped divinities occurred different times at different times in ancient Egyptian history. Breakdown. First of all, Amen Ra Patel. Hidden, seen, manifest. That's the concept of God. That's the first breakdown of the Trinity. I was one, I became three. That's the three he became. Watch this. Let's break it down a little more for you, hopefully. Now, arising out of each of these, a new Trinity came male, father, female, mother, child emerges, the offspring. Get it? Thus, we have now, let's start with Amun, Mut, and Kansu. That's the Western tradition. Asar, Aset, Haru, that's the Asarian tradition. And you got Ptah, Sekhmet, and Nefertim. You heard them before. That's the Memphite tradition. Kansu and Nefertim are aspect of who? Haru. Therefore, the origin, Nebercha, and the product, Kansu, Nefertim, and Haru of all the traditions are what? One and the same, just different name. Again, try to show you, break it down for you. They doing that so you can't confuse. No. If you pay attention, it's an interesting breakdown. And this, watch this. This is another example of what correlative theological statement. We put them together and understanding they working together. When you break down, you'll get, when I get to the end, you'll understand. But the idea is the main Trinity system, again, is a system, not a belief system. It's a knowledge system, knowing, related to the Pert M Haru, and is based on the main characters are Ra, which is the God concerning the Asar, Aset, and Haru Trinity. That's the one we practice, and that's why I say you are Haru. Why? This is your life story, pretty much. And if you understand it, you'll see it and you'll understand it a whole lot better. So when they say become the myth, engulf yourself, and trust me, you'll see you all in there. Okay, let's go on. So that's the whole part about it. When dealing with the Western Wasatian theology, the Trinity system, again, and mythology are related to the gods Amun, Mut, and Kansu. I'm going to take you to each one of them as we go along. I'm going to break each one of them down as we go through. You got one with the goddess, the female goddesses, worship, Trinity. Then you got Akhenaten, where he did the one God concept. So I'm going to break all those down for you, hopefully. So let's go. Right now we're getting with the Trinities. All right, here we go. So we're dealing with Ra, Asar, and Haret. When dealing with the West Semian system, mythology, you have Amun, Mut, and Kansu. And the main scripture of this tradition are that they do hymns to Amun. Okay? When dealing with the Hetekapata of Menifer, the Memphite theology, the main Trinity system there, mythology is related to, the divinities Ptah, Sekhmet, and Nefertim. And the main scripture of that tradition is from the Shabaka stone inscription. Okay? Thus, now it is clear that while each divinity system has a clear defined mythology and mystery teaching related to it, they are all in effect related to each other in the broad context of an all-encompassing set of complementary principles. These are based on principles which emerge from the one same source, of which together are more than the sum of their parts. Collectively, they do okay, but come together as one, unbeatable. And when you put together their transcend and the polyistic concepts, and you produce a picture of universal wholeness. Hope you're understanding this. Indeed, watch this. They represent harmonious family, whose members are all descended where? From the same ancestor, the same father, the one. We are all connected from the one. And this correlative theological foundation is the basis for the underlying philosophy of science of the Neteru. You have to understand them. And it is, if it is manifested as correlative theological statements throughout the myths, texts, and the iconographs of the Netarian religion. If understood and clarified, you will be a lot better off. Watch this. This is why sometimes references are made in one tradition to another divinity in related trinities, identifying them as what? Being manifestations of the same divinity and cosmic principle. Again, now we go, based on principle as the first tradition. They all are related, interrelated. Also, you got the divinities are what? Presented in a similar iconograph. For example, Atum Ra, Ra Amun, and Asar have what? All have divine boats. Okay, symbolically. And watch this. They are used virtually interchangeable, depending how you want to tell the story, how you present the concept. And because their underlying origin and symbolism are so closely related, the differences presented in the myths and the icons are for purpose of introducing and elucidating what? Various aspects of that divine. Just like in modern big businesses, watch this, you have a marketing department and may have what? Several executive highlighting what? And promoting different aspects of the same business. The differences are not substance, but a manifested energy, and their variations can be what? Stark contrasts or subtle nuances. Meaning you're working for the same people, just putting out different products. As they what? As they coordinate their work, they now produce in what? In the mind of the people, a view of what? Company, family, from different angles, but creating a total view of the what? Company, the company of God and goddesses. And in a sense, you got the sages of ancient Egypt, Egyptian mythology, created a mythology with different names and forms to what? To teach, you ready? The masses. They was teaching the masses. Now they don't want to teach the masses. They consider y'all as ignorant because they don't teach you. They hide the knowledge and come join our cult. Come join us. We teach you the secrets. Got an issue with that. But they taught the masses about, watch this, they taught the masses, this is why they lived for thousands of years in harmony with each other. Why? They taught the masses the glory and diversity of the divine so as to show them all what? The grandeur of the spirit, and you can engender it from them and the capacity to understand the divinity and also have the desire to move what? Toward the divinity. And as a Mason, we didn't solicit. This is another purpose. Watch this. The purpose is not to lead people to divinity. How? By fear. Sound like religion or force. You this or you that. That's force. And everywhere y'all went, y'all colonized by force, not by respect and bringing them in to know you did it by fear or force. Moving on. And by understanding the kinship of what? Our spirituality as human beings and its relation to what? Humanity. So the idea of fearing God wasn't in our makeup, did not exist in the Netherlandian spirituality as it does in, you ready? The Jewish, Christian, and Islamic faith. Y'all brought that in with y'all belief system. It's not part of our knowledge system, okay, or spiritual system as we called it. In the next, watch this now, in this context, Atum Ra is the primordial divine principle which what? Emanated from the primeval ocean waters called the Noon. We know it as Mihert, the Bircha, to engender creation. Thus, Ra is the supreme being, and Asar is what? His incarnation from spirit to matter. Ra gave the spirit to Asar. He's him now. They become one. And we become, Ra becomes the spirit in the flesh. When he gets killed by his equal brother, because they're human, the flesh dies, but what? He reincarnated how? He passed on his seed to what? His son. That's us in the flesh. Haru, that's me and you. Watch this. And Asar is his incarnation in Avatar. Avatar meaning physical body. Sorry. Understand that. And when you have divine incarnation on earth, that's who y'all think Jesus was. That's who you are. If you wake up, I'm trying to get you to understand that that ain't blasphemy. That ain't disrespectful. It's you really understanding you and knowing thyself. Further, after Asar was killed by Set, his ego, he reincarnates as what? His son. I am him. From him, I became me. From me, I got a son. And my son begot sons. You see how they go? And guess what? We all look like that guy. Why is that? That's where we come from. In his image, generation after generation after generation. 5, 6 generations, 10 generations down, you still gonna have your great grandfather's what? Nose, mouth, features. Why? It's not gonna change. It's in your DNA. Quick lesson about life. Hopefully you got the concept. So now we are Haru in the flesh. Jesus wasn't the first. We got ours. Haru, and watch this. Through him, he ultimately attains what? Over the forces of what? Chaos, egoism, chaos, ignorance, and egoism. His uncle said, that's what will kill you. And as Haru, you're going to defeat him. You're going to conquer him. He's going to work for you. Watch this. So although all of the gods and goddesses are related, and the story of Asar was the most powerful in terms of the popularity and appeal. That's what they've been practicing. That's the most, but everybody had their own choice. Again, you can be Muslim, Christian, and Jew, same rights, same philosophy. Pick one and follow it. That's what I'm saying. I don't decide or care what you believe in. Just be sincere about it, and you will be rewarded for that. Trust me, I know that much. So it is upon who you and take the teachings related to Asar that the entire philosophy of Per M. Haru, aka right thing philosophy, and back then was the most important text genre of the ancient Egyptians, and primarily based on the story of Asar, Aset, and Haru. Why? Because it pertains to the human person, and you can relate to it if you study it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Next is the religion of the ancient Egyptians revolved around the 4 major trinities of gods and goddesses who emanated again from the one supreme being. These trinities had major centers of worship in ancient times. Again, they were Amun, that was the city of worship, which is Thebes or Waset, which Ra, the city ownership of Anu, or the city of the sun. Ptah, he had the city of worship, what they call Hetkaptah, and Asar, the city of Adbu. These are the 4. And along with these divinities, what? Their female counterparts and their offspring, sons, also had what? Centers of worship. For example, Aset had the companion of Asar and the mother of Haru had a worship center also in the land on the island of Pilak or Philae. Haru had a worship center in the city of Nikan. However, it must be clearly understood that all of these divinities were related, connected by the spirit. They emanated from Panetta or Nabercha, that one supreme being, and therefore must all be considered as brothers and sisters and not as separate deities. We as human beings got to realize we're all spiritual beings, so we should not be against one another. Hope you're getting the concept. Let me wrap it up. I'm almost home. I'm doing good. Wrapping it up. The idea of classifying a Neteru or god and goddess comes about where, as the sages of ancient times sought to what? Explain the manifestation of the divine in nature, as well as in what? Human psychology, the mental concept in man. However, they should not be understood just as divinities. Why? But as cosmic forces and principles that you can emulate and make it part of you, and their forms donating the the special qualities of their forces that you can use, harness. And now the ancient Egyptian word Neteru, which was usually translated as God and goddesses or the divinities, therefore actually means cosmic forces, aka nature of creation. God shows himself in nature. That's his creation, not ours. Sorry. But the Neteru, which plural, emanates from what? Neter, one, singular. Everything's come from the one. And meaning supreme being, supreme essential power. Thus, the Neteru have mystical references to what? Nature, and mystical references to human psychology, which leads to greater understanding of the origins and the destiny of what human existence and the goal for all human beings, I say right thinkers in particular, is to know thyself and try to reach that what they call the realm of light. When you go to death, they say go to light. The realm of light ain't after death. The realm of light is in you, living, making it shine, illuminate from the inside. Let me run this down you right quick and I'll be done. There is a very ancient philosophy from which the theology of the gods, Heru and Ra, and the goddess Net arises in pre-dynastic time, what? Before 5500 BCE, Egyptian doctrine held that there is what they call a realm of light, which is beyond our physical universe. We call it the astral plane, where food, clothing, and our bodies are of what? Light. That's what y'all call heaven, I guess. And further, watch this, that we will exist where? For all eternity. As what? As beings of light, along with what? Other beings of light who became what? Conscious of themselves. The realm of light may be likened to the modern esoteric notion of an astral plane of existence. The physical realm we call Earth, Ta, is that reflection of the or the shadow of that astral reality. Okay, as above, so below. In dynastic times, remember, ancient times, they had a doctrine of the realm of light and of what? A single God of whom creation is composed, survived in the earliest religious context. In chapter 64 of the Egyptian book of Coming Forth by Day, or better known as Per M. Heru, God is referred to, you ready, as the one who sees by his own light and attuned in the western horizon, which is Heru in the east. The sun rises, is young, Heru is the young spirit, Tum is the old, beginning and the end, Omega was the Alpha and Omega. Hence, watch this, he's called the what? The Lord of Two Faces. The eagles you see in Masonic order, the two lions, Akub, thus, our pyramids, the sun coming up, that all represents God coming up. Okay, on the horizon, two faces. Either he's gonna rise, he's gonna set, but guess what? He's gonna rise again. That's the concept. And who is in reality only one, is similar to the what? The Chinese Tao philosophy, which they had the one singularity, which is composed of what? Two opposites. Maya represents that for us. And the Tao, they called it yin and the yang. That's the lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back with more. I'm not done. I got some more for you. But in closing, right thinkers, may y'all live to be 100 and be 100 minus a day. So I never know that right thinkers like you have passed away. I'll be back.